Hello and welcome to this week's Generation Iron podcast. Your host, me, Victor Martinez, along with Ehsan Farahi, Vlad Yudin, and Edwin Mejia. And before we start, guys, again, I want to appreciate all you followers, all you guys that are listening to us every week, loyal clients, new ones. Please keep supporting us. And, we appreciate the support. We appreciate the follows. And most of all, we appreciate the comments. And remember, keep asking those questions because we have goodies to give away. And this week's, we got a new sponsor. E, take it away with that. Who is it?
Yeah, so this week, obviously, we have a lot of questions, and we're going to be big thanks, of course, to Transparent Labs being our sponsor. Part of the line products. Their products are 100% free of preservatives. They have the #1 grass-fed beef protein as well. They have been in the market now for quite a while, and we've tried their products. We have a bunch of experts that
but
love
not just
their products.
grass-fed, but also the high amino acid profile, great tasting, and no crazy, artificial crap in it.
And only 4 to 6 ingredients. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
It's very transparent. There's nothing to hide.
Hence the name. No pun intended, but hence the name.
I like the label. Label is very clean.
It's clean and transparent.
Very easy to
Every
understand.
single bottle of the 100% protein, grass-fed protein, it has 28 grams of protein.
28 grams. Most of them usually have about either 20 or 22. So you're getting an extra,
got a triple
6
scoop
grams. That's what's up.
So, Hassan, before we talk about the questions and everything else, what's going on with your carnivore diet, man?
Yeah.
Wow, this is the 4 weeks for the carnivore. I lost almost 40 pounds.
Wow.
You look younger.
I look younger, no?
Yes.
Everyone
You look
told
younger,
me.
Yes.
Everyone told me. I have tons of energy. 4 o'clock in the morning, I wake up like this. I want to run. I want to
Really?
do something. I used to get the power nap during the day, and that's gone. And right now, I cannot
Say
sleep.
no to the naps.
Yes.
Don't tell
I
me
can't.
that. Come on, man.
I can't sleep.
So carbs are
man,
evil,
that's
basically,
good,
because
man.
you've been eating meat for
They make your body tired. I mean,
Carbs.
the meat make you tired too, but I think the meat and carbs together, they make you too much tired. But right now, I'm in ketosis, so I'm not carbs person right now. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 fiber for full month. I think it's a good reset for human body.
So you happy with it?
I'm really actually shocked and enjoyable right now.
Really?
Shocked to
'Cause it
be
was tough in the beginning.
shocked to be losing so much weight. I'm tracking my fat percentage. I'm tracking my muscle percentage, visceral fat. All of them dropped.
I would say, even more hair, but Iranians are always hairy, though.
Yeah,
So
we
that's
don't-
not that.
I don't have that problem.
FBI.
I don't have that problem.
Show them the shirt, man.
That's it.
man.
Yeah,
Full
get
blood
it.
Iranian.
There you
FBI,
go.
that's a real Iranian.
There you go. Nice, man.
So we finally, I know we got a response. Vlad
Danny Hester, your
touch base
friend.
on
So
Danny, what's going on? Danny, what's going on, man?
before
Come
we do
on,
the
man.
question of the day, Danny Hester 3342, presumably the real Danny Hester on YouTube, made another comment. The first he said that you are smarter than you look. That's what he said.
Hey.
You said he looks taller than he. You said he's taller than he looks, and then he made another comment.
No, those are just low jabs. We could go higher, but come on, Danny. We're men of a certain age.
So he made an interesting comment, and I want you to kind of see what you think about it. He said,
What he said?
This is what he said. I meant Victor is smarter than I look. Smiley face. I don't want no trouble with Mr. Olympia runner-up. He would squash me because he's 260 pounds like Bradley Martin. I'm just a classic
Bradley
Mr. Olympia, not the real Mr. Olympia. It's like near beer, only not really beer, but it's healthier for your liver, smiley face.
All right. I do like beer, Danny, but, we don't have to go there, man. I know you got guns, but, again, you may have guns, but I'm crazy, though, bro. You got to watch it.
I guess this is the East Coast, West Coast fight. Yeah,
Oh, that's what it is.
Nah, I know Danny from years back. We have a mutual friend, and I remember actually a client for both of us. He used to train him in the West Coast. I trained him in the East Coast, and he's like, "You got to see this kid, man. You got to see him. A great physique." And I seen Danny. We met at his apartment, and since then, could say I always, been friends with Danny. Of course, the distance with East Coast, West Coast, and always stay in touch. Always saw him when I went to Gold's Gym.
I have a question. Is Danny compete with you? On the same
No,
stage?
no. We always. I
The
think.
old.
I think he was pro way before me.
Yeah.
He was pro before me.
At
But
the pro division, he never compete next to you. Yeah.
yeah, no. But he is, classic Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, but I mean, before a classic as this, he was in bodybuilding.
Then he went dormant for a while. I think he has a federal job or
So wait a
something, law
minute.
enforcement.
You mean he's tiny next to you? That's why he said he's
Tiny,
classic?
he's in a different category.
Oh, okay.
Let's just say that way. See, when you don't want beef and you actually like somebody, kind of,
Yeah, you're nice to him.
Yeah. We're in different categories.
Shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny Hester. That puts the end to it. I mean,
Yeah.
unless Danny says something else, then I guess you will
Let's
respond
move
to
on.
that.
Danny,
So,
we would love to come have you here at the Generation 9 podcast in New York. Always welcome in New York. And always welcome at the HQ. Always.
All right. We have 2 questions of the day today.
Yeah, so
Let's see
obviously
where we're at.
our questions of the day are selected by Vic. And again, Transparent Labs is giving away a free protein starter kit with every protein subscription. So make sure you guys tune in to win your chance.
Well, now you got to tell him what the starter kit is, though, man. It's like a whole.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I mean, look, the starter kit is basically a whole setup. There, you're getting a whole stack as well.
Look at that.
So 100% make sure you guys check in and make sure you leave your comments so that Vic can select them and you can get a chance to win.
Good way to start the new year.
And the question comes to us from Haskell Cannoneer 2804. You're this week's winner, so congratulations. Vic, something I've noticed on myself along with many other veteran lifters is why does it seem like our elbows become more pointed?
Pointy elbows.
Pointy elbows. I remember pointy elbows, and I did whatever I could to avoid pointy elbows because I think my first, encounter with pointy elbows was none other than Mr. Olympia, Chris Dickerson.
Chris
Dickerson, he had torpedo elbows, man. Rest in
Wow.
peace, Chris. This is not a rank, it's just a fact, It's just, I asked him, and it was one of these things where he would say he will feel certain pain. I had to ask him, he was in Steel Gym back in the days. He would feel certain pains in the elbow, and he would never did anything other than put ice, but kept doing the exercises
What was the
that
exercise?
inflamed, which was skull crushers.
Skull crush.
Skull crushers was one of them, and dips, parallel dips.
Old school.
This is before the dip machines now and all that. People went old school with actual weighted dips. But obviously anything medical, he didn't say. The only thing I could gather is because I asked a few doctors about it, they could say it's calcium buildup. And again,
yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, inflammation, and you start getting early warnings. That's why now when I do any benching, any shoulder presses, I do have elbow sleeves, and the elbow sleeves do keep the heat in there at the end of the day. But also, I'm not trying to lift. It's kind of indication. Why do you have pointy elbows? Remember when you were doing 405 pounds for no goddamn reason? That's why, a lot of pressure, a lot of wear and tear, and it's you're in the trenches. You're a bodybuilder, you're working out for all these years. It's gonna start looking funny after a while. You're not always gonna just look good. You're gonna have the wear and tear, which is
You've avoided that problem. You've avoided it. You stopped doing
I avoided as much as I could. I could still wipe my ass, which is good. Some guys I know, they do the weird handshake. They do the lifting of the shoulder.
Yeah.
It's just a rotator cuff issue.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of things. The wear and tear does happen in bodybuilding. That's why guys need to learn how to shift. Okay, this is how I lifted in my 20s. This is how I lifted in my 30s. Now in my 40s and 50s, let's simmer down. Let's go back a little. We can't be 20 in our 50s.
What's the interesting part of my diet I follow? I had a lot of pain in my joint. My left shoulder, elbow, knee, back. I have all time pain. And I thought because I'm standing too much during a day, 13, 14 hours a day I'm standing and lifting with everyone. But with the carnivore diet, when it started, after week 2, 3, I lost all my pain. I don't have any pain. All
That's
inflammation.
Inflammation,
It's
man.
all pain is gone. I don't have any pain in my knee, my elbow, my shoulder. Inflammation is killing it.
See, so that's good. So most people, you went into a carnivore diet, lower your inflammation. Most people just go to the doctor and try to get a Percocet
Painkiller.
prescription.
Yes.
So wait, carbs are causing you
Creates a bigger
inflammation? Is that
problem.
what you're saying?
Yes, carbs make you inflammation. Yeah.
Wow.
Carbs and sugar. Carbs and
All right,
sugar.
well, to answer this guy's question, basically it's calcium buildup and
Calcium, wear and tear, certain exercises, bad angle on an exercise, close grip benches. I mean, it's just a lot of things you can avoid. And
bench
remember,
press with barbell.
Yeah, bench press with barbell, but most of the time the close grip,
Yeah.
because now it's putting your
All right,
elbows
right.
and wrist at a weird position. But you start getting a little red lights, like that small little tiny pain you're feeling, that's an indication. So change the exercise, go around it. It doesn't have to be that one in particular. You have to evolve.
all right, let's do the second question.
We got two. Another giveaway, huh?
So the second winner and selected question comes to us from Arnie Abassi. And the question is, thanks everyone for sharing your knowledge. My question, prostate enlargement usually starts from the age of 40. And as many doctors say, it happens because of DHT, while from age 30, our testosterone declines 1% every year. So not that much testosterone there to convert to DHT. However, the peak testosterone production happens from age 19 to 21 and almost never reported prostate enlargement in those guys. So what's the cause of prostate enlargement? Thanks, Arnie from the UK. So it's a good question, Vic. For
Hey,
you.
Marnie with the UK. Check you out, man, with the biology question, man. I think I failed biology or something. I'll try my best to answer this. Well, you're young. You're producing brand new testosterone. As you get older, obviously, basically you start converting the freshly, good, tree trunk making hard on, testosterone converts into the DHT, where you start losing all your hair, you start getting all crazy and old, and basically your prostate is like the how do I put it? It's like the VIP for DHT. It's like the cheap in VIP. That's what it is. DHT is the cheap in VIP. Don't let her in. All right. So all you could do is, just take some, supplements, B7. What else? Propecia is one of those other
Propecia
ones.
is good too. Yeah.
It's a blocker. Niacin. Take supplementation to block your DHT from converting to testosterone. And again, what happens also is because we start juicing. You start juicing, it's higher testosterone. Eventually, your body is not going to hold on to all that testosterone. It's going to convert. And hence, the baldness and everything else, But
yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, one of the things that we've learned here at Generation Iron, and obviously from all the expert advice, is that you have hormonal changes as you age as a man.
yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then because of that, there's a lot of shifts between testosterone and estrogen.
Yeah, but remember, some kids, without even taking any, testosterone or steroids, develop, gyno.
Right.
Yep.
That's, so to prove you wrong, it does have a negative effect, but maybe not in the prostate. But if you're over 40, just get those checkups, man.
Yeah. Some people has a genetics problem for
Yes,
that.
genetics makes a big difference. Genetics changes the whole scope and how your
But we have
DHT.
supplementation for the prostate. I mean, after 40,
There's a lot, man. There's a
yeah.
lot. And it's
after 40, you have to take it.
you have to take them. And so there's a way to actually, just put a monkey wrench in it and slow it down.
Professor Victor. That's Put a monkey wrench.
Put a monkey wrench.
Professor Victor. That's good.
Or beat the monkey.
One or the other, right?
I don't know about that.
clear out the prostate,
All right, guys. Well, that was two good questions. And
Yeah, so those
That's
are
good,
Yeah,
and thank
those are
you,
two good
Transparent
questions.
Labs. You're gonna get hooked up now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
up in
thank
the
you guys.
UK,
for-
You're gonna ship it to the UK. Is he in UK?
Transparent
Really?
Labs got it covered.
We
know?
could, yeah,
So-
Transparent Labs,
Nice.
Transparent Labs have
Look
it
at that,
covered.
man.
And thanks again for submitting your questions. You get your selection of Transparent Labs 100% grass-fed protein. It is the cleanest, greatest protein in the market without any weird stuff. And if you're looking for some quality ingredients, Transparent Labs is.
Again, thank you guys for the questions. Keep them coming.
You need to take your muscles to the max.
Whoa there, Turbo. Do you even know what's in that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
See, most protein powders are filled with artificial sweeteners, food dyes, and filler.
Really?
I wouldn't put that stuff in my body.
Neither would I. Transparent Labs is made with just a handful of all-natural ingredients without any of the weird stuff. Transparent Labs. Protein without the weird stuff.
Let's get into this. The biggest topic of today's episode is this IFBB Pro, what they call a controversial rule update. Now, since then, there's been another update to that update, but basically, there was no big announcement about it. Like, they basically posted something on the website, which was the update rules for 2025. And basically what they said was, I'm going to paraphrase, but basically, if you're a pro bodybuilder, you got your pro status, any division, and every year you got to pay dues, right? You got to pay for the pro card.
Yes.
Well, how much it is, Vic? Do you know? Do you remember?
250?
250. So,
275 now, probably.
so basically every
When
year.
I started, it was 200.
Yeah, 250, I
It's
think.
probably like 2.
250.
Anyway, so every year you got to pay for the pro card. And if you stop paying for the pro card, if you don't automatically enlist into, automatic withdrawals from your bank or your credit card, and you don't pay for 3 years straight, and you become an active member basically for 3 years, you lose your pro status. What that means is you have to become a pro again if you want to compete. That was the controversial
It's
rule
like a
change.
competing lapse, I did pay my insurance. Right? Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's like competing lapse.
So a lot of people were like, they went crazy because, like, for example, like, let's say Victor Martinez, for example, right? Let's say you don't compete for how many years, and then suddenly you're like, I want to do a show, but you haven't paid your dues. Did you pay your dues every year?
Pay my dues every year. I am inactive. I'm
Okay,
inactive,
so
and
he's
you will
inactive,
not
right?
see me qualify for a national with my baggy posing trunks.
So bodybuilder like Victor Martinez, for example, let's say he's inactive for many years and he wants to compete next year. They say, no, if you were inactive for many years, you lose your pro privileges. That means
You
you're no longer
snooze, you
pro.
lose law.
So people went crazy. Jay Cutler was talking about it. Many others were talking about, like, what the hell is going on, right? So now they made an update. They said basically if prior to 2024 you were inactive and then suddenly you want to compete, you pay your dues for this year, you can compete again as a pro. But then if you don't, for another 3 years, you don't pay,
You have
then
to
you
pay fully.
lose the pro status basically.
So you lost your status if you're not paying for 3 years.
For 3 years, which is a long time actually if you think about it, right? So, Victor,
I mean-
what do you think about this?
Wait a minute.
I
Big
mean, you're
Ramy
not
right now, if you
competing.
want to, if you want to compete, he has to be qualified for.
I don't know if it
pro card.
applies for Mr. Olympia winners. I don't know if it applies for, maybe
Oh.
there's a certain privilege they get. I'm not sure.
He's a part of the IFBB Pro.
But I don't know if, because he won the Olympia, I don't know if
Ooh.
it applies.
Who's that?
Big Ramy.
Big Ramy?
Yeah,
Big
he didn't
Ramy's
compete
Mr.
for 3 years.
Olympia. I mean,
I don't know if it
3
applies.
years? I mean, he probably paid, but Big Ramy's Mr. Olympia 2 times, man. I'm
I
like,
know.
what else you got to do?
I don't. I mean, they didn't write
Okay.
down
He's in
specifically not
history.
Mr. Olympia.
He doesn't, I mean.
Victor, what do you think about this rule for 3 years being inactive? Like, do you think they should lose their pro privilege, or do you agree or disagree?
It depends. I mean, are you even worthy to compete?
Well,
Are you even a good competitor? Have you been competing?
that's not the question, Victor.
No, I'm just saying, if you're not a good competitor, man, like, dude, just hang it up.
Why
Maybe
man.
they shouldn't be in a pro in the first place. then.
Yeah,
How about that?
just chill,
Well, you know, so many Iranian athletes contact me because they don't have a pro show over there, and they say we don't have ability to go out of the country to compete.
They still got to pay to be a pro. That's not the point.
They pay, but they cannot compete.
You don't have to inactive means you don't pay. It doesn't mean you're not competing. If
You have to just pay for the.
if you become a pro,
You're
if you
still
become
pro, but
Yeah.
inactive.
inactive, if you don't pay,
if you pay.
no, if you
Not
not pay,
pay.
you're inactive.
You're
If you
inactive.
pay, you're active. Doesn't mean if you're
active.
competing or not.
But you don't have
competing.
to compete.
You don't have to compete. You got to pay.
So many people in other side of the world, they use the pro card as a big status
Sure,
to get
yeah.
more
What do they
clients.
get? What do they
More
get?
clients.
More clients?
Trainers,
Yeah,
basically.
more
that's what they're saying.
clients.
So
more
they show the
trainer.
car, they go multi-pass IFBB.
Kind of.
You're like, hire me.
Kind of. Yes.
It's like,
I think what's happening is that they have so a lot of people get their pro cards. So many pro cards. They get their pro cards.
And then they
They
start
don't.
business.
They don't compete. They start a business. They don't compete and they don't pay.
Yeah. I
And
think
then,
it has to be put the rule. You have to
Well,
compete
those
too.
are the ones that are not worthy of competing. That's what I'm saying. So the rule, I understand it, but paying for the actual IFBB card just to have it and get really nothing out of it. I mean, what are you getting for it?
Yeah.
You get a pro status in IBB on your Instagram. You can put IBB Pro.
I mean, I don't know. It's not like doctor or or Esquire.
We have such a thing in.
It's different.
I have a question. We have such a thing in
No.
NBA or NFL thing. If membership paying for professional.
No, IBB. You can compare it to that. You can compare it
you
to
can't compare
PGA
it to that,
golf.
bro.
The
How
golf,
dare you?
Golf. You got to compare it to the. You got to compare it to a golf association.
You know what I mean? Like, just trying to compare. dude.
An NBA is a federation. You gotta
NBA
equal it
is
to.
it like NFL? What do you think, man?
Bro, we have
You
to
know?
we have to look at one big organization to become big.
I think that's too big. I think that's too big.
No, you got to compare it to PGA, like professional golf.
I don't know.
They have the same thing.
They
They got
pay, yeah,
to
they
pay
pay.
dues. Yeah, they got to pay.
If you're not paid, they cancel.
I don't know how many years you don't have to pay, but like
1
every
year.
year. you
Well,
gotta-
it's actually,
One
yeah.
year.
So
Full year,
basically,
yeah.
full year, right?
Yeah,
Is it one time monthly? Is it a monthly fee or is
No,
it
no,
a
it's a
year?
year.
No,
It's a
one
year.
time
It's a
a year
yearly fee.
membership
It's a year.
What's the fee?
$250, you said, right?
Yeah, it's probably over 250.
for bodybuilding
You
or
know
golf.
what? You know what? One of my friends paid, and he showed me that he paid.
Recently?
Yeah, I told him pay it because
Lose your
No.
status.
no, because he wants to compete. Watch, I'm gonna tell you right now.
So what happens
Send
if
me
you
the
don't
receipt.
have the? What happens if you don't pay?
No,
and
no,
all of
no.
a sudden you just want to put IFBB on your profile. You can't put it.
What happened if I pay double?
What are you gonna get it sued? or something?
What happened if I want to pay double, but I don't want to compete? I want to just get the status.
You don't have to compete. It's not about.
That's what I'm talking about. Give me a pro card.
it doesn't
I
show
pay
how much
double.
you
I
paid.
pay
Yeah, but that's not
600.
the question is that like let's say you're not competing.
No, it doesn't show how much he paid. It just
Let's say
says,
you're not
good
competing,
luck.
but you pay $250.
You can
Okay,
compete
you don't
now.
pay.
A year.
You don't. Let's say you don't pay it, but what does that mean?
If you don't pay for 3 years,
275.
you lose. You
275.
275.
if you don't pay for 3 years consistently, you lose your pro status.
275.
You lose pro status. You got to qualify to become a pro again. Babe.
No, but I think you do get the NPC. What is it? Magazine every year.
No, that's
Yeah.
been done. That's been over with.
That's
Like,
over.
stop.
That's over.
You
Yeah.
don't get the magazine
Damn, Vic.
anymore.
Vic, come on.
Damn, man, that was my biggest thing. I used to love getting.
Bro, how
Like,
many
that's
years
been
you're
good.
not receiving it?
Well, I haven't
The
competed
magazine.
since 2020.
So that since 2020 they don't release the
I was
magazine.
wondering. I'm waiting for the magazine.
Yeah.
I thought they got my address wrong. I don't
Yeah,
know.
if every year they send it to your address, don't
You
worry.
get a T-shirt?
No, not
No,
yet.
nothing. Show entry? Actually, they don't even get into a show.
No, NPC gear is changing
Anyway,
to
do you
IFBB
guys
Pro
agree,
gear.
let's get back to the point. Do you guys agree with this rule change or no?
I mean,
That's a question for Victor because at the end of the day, I think that if you win your pro card, you could still use it on your resume. You could use it anywhere you want,
you can.
regardless if you haven't competed for years. It doesn't really make a difference. So if it's actually helping you get gigs or get jobs or get coaching opportunities, then great.
You
But if
can.
you-
I
if
mean, you
you-
can use it, Edwin, saying you're IFBB and having the card. But technically, for business, I mean, you're in the trenches. You have the pictures. You have the trophies. You have the,
Right.
the
Right.
before and afters. And that alone should kind of sell yourself. I don't
Right.
think the
Right.
IFBB itself is going to really get you more business. But if you are a good athlete and you do want to compete and you feel like you will be superior on that stage, pay it. If you're not, just let it go, man. Let it go. It's just you weren't
You can
meant
say
for it.
former IBB Pro.
I think as a part of
Former, I mean, come back, qualify for the nationals.
Yeah.
I think as a part of the member of the IFBB Pro family, athlete has to be paid to support organization. Because
They have to.
I mean,
yeah. I mean,
if they need the help, I mean, you can, if they need the help, but I think they're good.
Rules are
They're
rules.
good? I think-
Rules
you
are
think-
rules,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. I think they're good.
is there any other sport where people actually pay dues like that?
PGA, like Professional Golf Association, Tennis Association. That's
Yeah, but
very
those guys are
similar.
getting paid millions and millions.
If they win, if they win, if they win.
I mean, even the
Just
last
the
card, like-
endorsements, though, man. Alone,
Exactly.
It's like, well, we get paid in a year, they did in a month. It's like, so you can't really compare. There's a lot of things you can't compare. Maybe the bowling club. Yeah.
Bowling?
Yeah, bowling. You don't pay it.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
just club, bro. You see?
No, but it's a club.
No,
You got to
league.
pay the
There's a professional-
dues.
there's a professional
It's
bowling
a professional bowling,
Of
bro.
course, yeah.
These guys can bowl, man. You seen it?
I know. I see the nerd. The
Yeah,
nerd.
Yeah, with the dad bods and shit.
Let's talk about another controversy with IFBB Pro. Steve Weinberger had to go with Frank Seppi on a podcast, and they were addressing the situation. You know, they announced the Pro Fit division.
Uh-huh.
Pro Fit,
yeah.
Fit model.
Fit
Fit
sorry.
model.
Pro Fit
Model division. Yeah. So people were complaining again about that, saying that Olympia, just like what Ed was saying last time, it's going to be a 6-hour show or maybe even
Yes.
longer to get through all these divisions. So if Steve Weinberger finally addressed it publicly with Frank Seppi, they were talking about how they need to come up with a way to basically eliminate all these rounds earlier so that the
Yes.
show is only for 3 hours or whatever. Like basically saying come up with a way, they want to come up with a way to only have like 10 people from each division to
At the
compete.
actual
They should
Olympia
have
show.
only
Yeah.
10 at the
Which is
night
still going to
show.
be too long, I think.
It is.
Personally. They gotta have a separate day for
Separate
the fit
days.
models,
Just
you know what
separate days.
I mean, I
Can't
think
everybody.
Classic Physique had like, I don't know how many athletes, but they had hundreds.
So even if you have 10 competitors coming from fit model division to Olympia stage, it's still going to be a very long show.
Yeah.
It's just going to be enormous.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of clutter. And
Mr.
also-
Olympia right now, they need 3 days minimum. 3 days.
Just to get through all these divisions.
Just, yeah. I believe there has to be put the open bodybuilding and 2-1-2 category just
main
one
stage.
day.
Oh yeah.
Morning prejudging,
Right.
night final. Don't do it
The
like a
problem
2
is that
days.
you have bikini coming in, and you have like you
Yeah,
know,
bikini next day or day before.
Why can they do the awards for certain divisions at the expo? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean,
That's true.
Why not do that?
yeah, they have to just kind of definitely put their heads together on that one, and they got to fix that glitch because one, you're gonna start getting people. I mean, who's gonna sit down for a show for 4 hours
More like 6 hours, man.
or 6 hours? Yeah,
They like the people to watch the show, entire the show, because 80% of the people sitting in the show, they want to see the open bodybuilding.
Of course.
But they started with the bikini fitness, they started with those, which is everyone get bored. Middle of the night,
That's what they got to separate.
yes, middle of the night, everyone get bored. You know, Mr. Olympia has Mr. Olympia Amateur. Exactly 3 days before
Yes.
Pro debut, the amateur shows. So you have venue for the 3 days, 5 days. Use it for 5 days Pro show, and then sells the ticket for Pro show for 5 days.
But maybe they will listen to you and implement that.
I mean,
No,
you could
just
say
think
it.
about it. If we have a 4 days or 5 days Pro show, which is bikini and fitness together, or figure and bodybuilding together,
Yeah,
classic and physique together, and open category and 2-1-2 together.
well, they usually like to have a male category with a female.
Why,
Kind of, I don't know, just the mix, you know.
bro?
The
Men's don't
mix
want
and
to-
also, I mean, also the popularity. They want a popular category
Right.
with a less popular category.
I know that's
They like to have that mix to kind of
Yeah.
get you in that hook, you know.
they like you exactly. They like
Well,
you.
it's the hook. You gotta, you know, come on. It's kind of like the Tyson fight, you know.
True. That's a good point.
That's true. That's right.
You gotta keep it for the low fights, or you're waiting for the Tyson fight, and then wind up being the low fight. So-
Yeah,
What
but
do you guys think about this Chris Osito thing? He went on a online, I guess, attack on Shawn Ray. What do you guys think about that?
So-
Hey,
Shawn Ray's in the news every month, and it's always somebody criticizing him.
he
And
knows
it's
how to
not- and
bait,
it's-
though, man. I gotta give it to Shawn. He knows how to bait.
If there's somebody that knows how to bait, it's definitely Shawn, and it's definitely someone like him who likes to create controversy against himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've probably lost count how many people dislike this guy, but they still work with him somehow. So he still sticks around. I've never seen that in any other industry. I only see that in the bodybuilding industry where the guy
Yeah.
keeps coming around,
No, it's that guy from ESPN, man.
Right.
ESPN, the Smith. You know.
No, but I mean,
talk
I-
a lot of shit.
Stephen A talks a lot, but a lot of people
He's
like
liked,
him.
though. People like him.
But people like him.
I like him and shit, but you know,
You know,
I mean,
I can tell you a lot of people, and including many people at, I'm not going to name names that don't like Shawn Ray. I mean,
I
Shawn Ray
know.
has done a lot of great commentary. You can check out Ronnie Coleman the King. We produced
but I think
that.
that's why they have him around, though. It's like, you know, to create that bait is to create a little controversy. So it's kind of,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But Chris went at him. Like he
what
posted.
Chris say? I want Chris.
He
Chris
posted,
is so quiet. I want to see what he actually said.
Chris said that What's this guy?
So basically, you know what Shawn Ray said? Allegedly, he said that
I should have seen this, man. before.
Shawn Ray made a comment like, "Why does Derek Lunsford needs a Chris Aceto?"
Don't say why. He said Derek Lunsford don't need coach.
Exactly. So,
He knows what he's doing.
See, but that's
You know what's the problem? Because Shawn Ray never had the coach.
That's what I was just
That's
gonna
what-
say.
that's
You
what,
can't really
Chris said.
give an opinion on how you prepare yourself based on how an athlete's preparing themselves.
Yeah,
now.
that's the problem.
Because Shawn Ray, you were doing it in the 80s. You were doing it less distractions. You had no kids. I don't know if you were married at the time. No social media. It was different times. Now
But if you remember that moment in time, Shawn Ray just competed at Mr. Olympia.
you barely competed.
The tour after Mr. Olympia, he didn't compete for
No,
any
I
tour.
don't think
The
he even
Europe
did the Euro tours. Or
The Euro Tour, he didn't compete on Euro Tour.
Grand Prix. Yeah, he
No.
never did them.
He didn't go.
So see,
He just competed in Mr. Olympia.
So to
One short year.
Your your opinion on people not needing a prep coach or anything, or
Chris said you never won the Olympia, so you don't know what a Mr. Olympia actually means.
Whoa, Chris!
And he
nice.
also
Look at
said that
Look
I
at
think it was the coach's son. What's his name?
Oh, he posted
Chad Nichols.
Chad Nichols'
He posted
son.
a video on his page.
Yeah.
He said he posted a video when Chad Nichols' son punked Shawn Ray.
And he asked why he
At the
didn't
Expo.
finish it.
Oh, man.
Yes, that's what he said. Yeah.
And again,
He posted a picture of Chad's son and he said, I'm wondering why he didn't finish it.
So basically, that's
If he was right.
that's
Yes.
insinuating that he should have basically knocked him out or finished him.
no,
yeah.
again, Shawn Ray, like I said before, people take his bait. That's what it is. He takes his bait. He's good at it. And if you're just not, headstrong, a little stoic about somebody's comment, you're going to react. And that reaction is what gets Shawn Ray up there.
But Shawn Ray never responds back. Like when he says something, people like on him, and then he stays quiet.
We're going to actually put on here on the podcast the top 10 takedowns of Shawn Ray. And the first one is going to be Dexter Jackson when he called his
I mean, there was like
his
three-
wiener
Go ahead.
small.
No,
Because
there
he
was-
had evidence from women that told him that it was small.
Whoa.
That's the biggest takedown, I think,
For Dexter
of Shawn
Jackson?
Ray, of Shawn Ray.
Oh man.
Yeah, he actually put it on his
Yeah, I remember that.
on his
2020, I think it was.
Oh man, I won't say let's talk about wieners. He does have a daughter, so let's But I do have one. I think there was like 3 or 4 issues in the magazine Flex where he was attacking Flex Wheeler for the calves. He had fake calves. That was like 3 issues, man.
Flex
I was like,
Wheeler,
dude,
Flex Wheeler used to hate him.
No, they went at it, and again, but that's Shawn Ray. That's what he does. And if you take the bait, depends how you respond to it. Go at it. I think he said something to me once, and my first interview, I think I called him a has-been. I had to.
I remember you said that, yeah.
Yeah, I had to. It's like one of those, like, Shawn Ray. So, you got to get at Shawn Ray. You have to go to his level. But to get physical with him, it's a little too much, and
He'll try to sue immediately.
But let's talk about his comment. Do you agree that Derek Lunsford don't need trainer?
No, he needs a nutritionist. Because Derek Lunsford, he could train, he could lift, he could eat, he could do all that. But he needs the nutritionist so he doesn't have to worry about that. That's why we get him. We don't want to worry about, all these macros and whatever stuff, So,
I believe that the level of the Mr. Olympia, like Hardy, Drake, Samson, they need trainer too. Because look at the Hardy physique, how much change it.
Did he get a trainer? Did he get a coach yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
He didn't answer now.
but he could get anybody if he gives him half his pay.
Yeah, but if you remember, if you remember Hardy Chupa in 2019, he had a huge legs. Upper
Yes.
body was small. Right now,
His
with
strongest point became his weakest point.
so right now he can be more proportioned. So upper body, lower body become more balanced. So that was the vision of coach to see. Okay, let's work out for lower body. Put more workout in upper body to become more matched. So right now he's not matched.
But
I believe any athlete, exactly, again, I'm comparing to the NFL. You don't like it to compare to NFL.
it's
but-
too big, man.
No.
Come
The
on, man.
athlete in the NFL has a coach. They has a nutrition. Basketballist has it. That's
They
exactly
all have
the.
it pretty much.
I understand, but these
You
guys are
need a
making
coach.
the lowest wage is like $5 million a year for one of them.
That's a different story. But the athlete
So,
needs someone to guide him.
For Chris to actually do it is not just the love. He could do it with his eyes closed. And for Derek to need it is because he needs that individual attention. I think Hani had, 3 major guys competing. How do you juggle those 3? Eventually somebody's going to get lost in the shuffle. That's what happens. So for him to
That's exactly what happened to the athletes.
All right, guys.
Yes, good luck. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us in this week's podcast. And remember, follow us, like, and we appreciate all the follows and the comments. And please, you want to see him in a prior podcast, just tune in to iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you stream your podcast. Thank you, guys.